Hey, this is Michael from Viral Home-Based Pursuits. In this video, I'll be going over QuickBooks versus FreshBooks, the full comprehensive showdown between the two of them. I'll be showing you the differences, the similarities, and just, the features, benefits, and what it would mean like for you to go ahead and pick one over the other, or at some point you might even overlap. But it all depends on who you are and what it's made for. So I'm going to be showing you those things here soon, but I'm just going to go ahead and start off right here by just showing you face-to-face what the differences and similarities are as well. I'll be going over the invoicing, the inventory tracking, the expense tracking, timekeeping, accounting, reporting, the projects, the estimations, and the mileage and the differences on them. Stick with me till the end too, because I'll also get on the share screen and show you just the dashboard and how they look like. I created a new account so you can just see how it looks like. I can just go through, I don't have to go through all my personal information. So that way I can just show you like that, the cost, the homepage, and all those differences. So let me just kind of tell you right now what QuickBooks works best for. It's for companies that are selling products that require more of a scalable, full intuitive accounting software, whereas FreshBooks works best for service-based businesses, solopreneurs, freelancers, which is something you'll hear more often, affiliate marketers, affiliates that need a way to track expenses and revenue for simple reports, right? It's much more kind of like the hip, right? It has a more hip part to it than does QuickBooks, right? Because QuickBooks has been out for a while. And one thing you're going to run into is QuickBooks can be more of a nuance. The way to like navigate through everything, it can be a lot at the beginning as opposed to FreshBooks where it keeps it much more simpler. And that's kind of what I appreciate from FreshBooks. I use FreshBooks more often than I would be using QuickBooks for what I do. Not to say that QuickBooks wouldn't work, okay? For example, FreshBooks will track invoicing for small businesses and freelancers, where QuickBooks provides you actual accounting software that's used for businesses of every single type, not just small businesses, large businesses, corporations, you name it, just keeps on going forward from there. Invoicing, so let's start there. That's where I want to begin. For QuickBooks, QuickBooks will connect to some outside time tracking apps. Like, for example, you have Google Calendar, or one you probably haven't heard of so much, but it's called T-Sheets to track those billable hours and include these inside of your invoices. So the invoice builder, which I'll show you in a bit, within QuickBooks contains more customization, flexibility, as opposed to FreshBooks. That way you can have more control over the design of your invoices before you actually send them to the clients. So think about it like when I do email automations, or when I have my own email autoresponders, I have my own email autoresponder, you can customize the templates before you send them out. And you can actually, test them and see how they look. So that's a great thing to have. It gives you the flexibility if you like that, if you want to customize it to fit a particular industry. That's always a great thing to do. You can include a click to pay button on your invoice to let your clients pay directly from the invoice itself, and set reminders and recurring payments directly from that platform, okay? For FreshBooks, it also includes that customizable invoice design as click to pay button for online invoices. These invoices pull data directly from your timekeeping features, as long as you mark your hours as billable. Automations, including recurring invoices and automatic invoicing of billable hours, as well as follow-up emails for overdue payments. So I kind of have put this in a little presentation if you're wondering. I'm just going to go through this, and I'll go ahead and get on the on-screen side of things so I can show you that. And I'll actually leave the PowerPoint presentation also towards the bottom so you can go ahead and check that out. There might be a link down there. I'll try to work that out. Okay, so now the inventory tracking. For QuickBooks, inventory features tie in with its accounting software. Okay, so what does that mean? It means you can easily enter these payments made to suppliers also inventory on hand, and making future orders based on your inventory output. So these features support small to medium retailers, those merchants, and manufacturing outfits with complicating accounting procedures. So that's the thing about QuickBooks. It's very designed for those more complicated structures within businesses. As I went over here, that supports small to medium retail and manufacturing outfits. So it can get in through that much more easily as opposed to something like FreshBooks. FreshBooks doesn't include any inventory features, so that's the downside to having FreshBooks. But if you don't need it, again, it's not something you have to worry about. So the expense tracking now. So QuickBooks supports both debit and credit cards. It keeps your apprised of profit margins at every step. So this may take some more manual entry from your part or your accountant, whoever is handling it, because QuickBooks is designed to show line items rather than some of the more nuanced breakdowns. Okay, so that is something you have to keep in mind with the expense tracking when it comes to QuickBooks. So within FreshBooks now, it's mostly focused on invoicing and payment collection. Okay, so you may have to purchase or connect to another accounting system, third party, basically. That said, it does offer special expense features like receipt tracking. You get sales tax management and project time tracking, which I'll go over like the project time stuff in a little bit. So those are the differences between those two. Timekeeping. So you have timekeeping, as I've already been stating earlier. QuickBooks offers an additional add-on feature that tracks your payroll for either part-time or full-time employees. Okay, so both. Otherwise, you'll have to enter payroll as an expense and bill it by categorizing the employee's service as that product. It really isn't the most efficient timekeeping, time tracking system. Okay, and that's a little bit of a downside when it comes to QuickBooks. It's not the most efficient. You'd have to really integrate it with something like payroll or some kind of other software that's keeping a track of your time to go along with it, which isn't a bad thing because if you look at it, not everything is going to be on all-in-one, right? There's things to FreshBooks that's downsided, like the invoicing stuff and the features, and then timekeeping with QuickBooks. So FreshBooks, it offers a built-in time tracking capabilities that are helpful for both project and case-based businesses, right? So where employees are tracking billable hours also alongside other expenses. So you get those two upsides there of tracking billable hours along your project's expenses. So the dashboard and project views of these hours will help you keep the entire project and individual employees on the right track and on the right tasks all along the right time, which I'll get into the dashboard. Just give me a minute here, I'll get in there. Depending on the size of your team, you'll likely import the data into your accounting system once this is all compiled, all this information is compiled, and you put it in there. So now the accounting, this is kind of what you might want to hear more of, because this is an accounting software. So QuickBooks makes keeping track of your accounting easy. So the features like double entry accounting, it'll keep your sheets in balance and help organize cash flow. But these features, they don't come easy at all right? A common thing that QuickBooks is getting, criticism you're going to be hearing from a lot of different people around who have it and who are looking into it. It's this abundance of features. It still makes it difficult to learn. Like I said, it gets into like the meat and the potatoes of those small to medium businesses, like the retail and manufacturing I went into, and even the more complicated ones. But it can be difficult to learn at the beginning because there's just so much to take in. You just got to take it in one at a time. A healthy amount of accounting or bookkeeping knowledge will help you navigate the software much more easily, okay? So once you figure the system out, balancing both sides of the equation or balancing both sides of the sheet will take much less time than doing it by hand, way less time, okay? So your accountant usually use something like QuickBooks too, so you can share the data directly with them, okay? So that's a good flexibility to have. So here's a downside that FreshBooks doesn't have. FreshBooks doesn't provide accounting in the form of a fully automated balance and sheets and the like, but like QuickBooks does easily. But if you want to put in some work, you can actually enter your own data to fill out these balance sheets. This can be, yes, there's some draws, to this where you're going to be spending more of your time consuming, depending on how many clients the projects you're running at a given time. All right. The integrations. So QuickBooks has over 400 native integrations with payment software. Your bank can be integrated, CRMs, e-commerce, and many other software categories out there to maximize your visibility and control all your financial data and sales processes in one place. So some other helpful tools out there that you can look for are like Receipt Bank. One of the most common ones is PayPal to keep all these transactions updated in the necessary details. Now with FreshBooks, it will include many integrations also, like QuickBooks, but more so less, but more targeted. So it's more targeted towards your as a freelancer and for small businesses. It can connect your app to human resources and get this, and tax filing tools for small businesses. So it can round up all the payroll taxes, invoicing circle. So one other feature to this is you can track payments from your Moodle and course with an integration, or connect your FreshBooks to Zapier to process and organize actions in tons of other systems. So the reporting. QuickBooks includes a variety. I'm kind of moving right now because I'm having guests over and I didn't expect them to be over so soon. So I'm adjusting. I'm moving over to my bedroom office in here. Stick with me. So let's go ahead and keep going. QuickBooks includes a variety of reports with their project, and the majority of these follow what you would need for accounting purposes. So each of these include reports that are drilled down to each of the details. In a proper analysis for you or your accountant, such as accounts payable, accounts receivable, products and inventory, expenses and purchases, sales tax reporting, employee reports, basic time and product or service reports. This is also, while this list is impressive though, you'll find that many of these projects or these reports only work with manual entry and tagging. So kind of like I said before, it's going to be more time consuming. It's just, you got to manually put them in there. You'll need to keep detailed records of this to fully access each of these, just so you know that as well. All right, and then let's see what we have here. Yeah, so here's kind of like a last thought before I go into a share screen. So FreshBooks reporting centers on profit margin, and their central dashboard shows you like the periodic input versus output. FreshBooks, it works best as an invoicing and time tracking tool. So the reports focus on payment collection and a couple of tax related reports. There's filters to help you build more like the granular reports on that side of things. So you can stay on top of these reports, have the time based on them, and have your payments due on the right, have them done on the right time. So now let me go ahead and get into the actual share screen here with you. Let me see this. Share. And okay, so now that I'm in my other bedroom office, this is where I'm at right here. So what we're looking at here is the QuickBooks dashboard. I went ahead and made like a free account from a different email address that I have, just very quickly. It's pain-free. Actually, I'll show you I think I have it right here on one of my tabs brought up. So this is the QuickBooks homepage. And if you go ahead and you go through here, you can see plans and pricing, how it works, support. And there's this big President's Day sale as at the time I'm making this video, so that it might have already ended, might end later on. So simple accounting software, shockingly easy to use. It makes organizing easy for you. You can get time on your side for doing that. Keep more of what you earn. Join over the 5.6 million customers globally who are using QuickBooks. You can kind of go through here and see the differences between the features, resources, partners, products. There's just more information in there. And then you can go through how it works if you want to know more about that. I won't spend a whole in-depth into this because I'm trying to do just compare and contrast the two. So I'm not going to go too in-depth in one or the other. But you can go ahead and do this on your own time if you wish. You can take QuickBooks for a spin. You can test drive it, right? which is an amazing thing. That's how I was able to make a free account. Get to know QuickBooks Online, tutorials, webinars, see how it works. And there's all that. There's a support team. That's an amazing team as well. As soon as I got onto the homepage of this, there was already a chat live team on there, asking, if I needed any help, go ahead and start chat with them if you need to. Let me go to the pricing here. I didn't spend a whole bunch of time on the pricing side. So you can save 70% off or try it for free for 30 days, which is great. 30 days is a lot of time for you to decide whether you want to stick with them or not. You could toggle the switch here. So I went ahead and did the free trial, so you can try that out yourself. And then underneath that, you're going to see small businesses. And there's going to be 5 different plans, ranging from $25 to $15, which is the more self-employed plan. You can try this one out for free. The most popular one is in there. Self-employed, if you're self-employed, you can do that. Simple start. It comes with all these features, these added ones, more of the $25 than the $15 one. But if you're just getting started out, or you already know what you want, I'd go for, the plus, that's the one you want to go for the best one. Go ahead and do that. Small businesses, again, to freelancer over here, self-employed, you can try that one out. And then go through here. For me, if it was like freelancing and stuff like that, like self-employed and affiliate stuff, something like FreshBooks is what I would prefer, just for myself, just because it's less complicated to go through it. It's much more simpler. It's the hip thing, I guess, but not even for that reason. All right, so let me go ahead and go in through here. So I logged in quickly. I signed up. When you sign up, you're just going to go in through and just answer a couple questions like, what's your business's name and what do you do, like marketing and advertising, or what is it, the purpose, what are you going to be using it for, invoicing, tracking, sales, all these other things. You can click all of them. And then once you're in here, just going to go through your dashboard. You're going to get to see your expenses. Click on the expense tab. This one doesn't have any, again, because I created a quick one. It says your trial ends here. You can subscribe at any time. Menu up there. You can add an expense here. All right, and you can just go start adding expenses manually. Take a guided tour if you wish. I would do that. That's what I did. So start with that. Payee, pay me an account, just everything. You go through here and just add the information where it's supposed to be. Sales, overview through all sales invoices, customers, products, and services. Get ready to get paid. Set up online and in-person payments. I would go ahead and start that, set that up, and it shows you the setup procedure if you're done over here, how much of it you're done with. Workers, reports, taxes, mileage, like I was saying, mileage there. You can just kind of play around with this and just, if you have any questions on it, just let me know. My accountant, my apps, live bookkeeping you can do. Or I can do click add new here. Click the add new button there, it goes down to customers and vendors, employees, other, and you can just go through that information inside of it. It's very easy to track. You get the expenses here. Just the data, right? All the money coming in, money going out, the expenses, and just keeping track of it all. Now here is the FreshBooks side of things. I went ahead and already logged into this one. You can create an account for free. It's very painless. I think it's much faster to do than going through QuickBooks. I like FreshBooks for what I use at the moment with affiliates. Do a lot of the affiliate stuff. And so this is also an account I created rather quickly just so you can see it. I don't have to go through all this and show like all the differences and the expenses. But it's similar to what you're going to see in QuickBooks. Just looks a little more hip, like I said, without the some of the stuff like the apps, the mileage, probably like the tax part to it. But you can see how this is a little less than what QuickBooks has, but it's much simpler to do. Create new, client retainer invoice, other income expenses. So I want to create an invoice. I can go from there. And then I can send invoices to whoever I need to send them to, add a description, add the client's information in there, make those transactions simple, right? If you're, like I deal with, I do consulting, do even coaching consulting. I help business owners. I have my own business, and so forth. So, this stuff comes in handy for all of it. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. You can play around with this and just kind of go through it on your own time. But clients here, invoices, expenses, estimates, do the time tracking here, which is great. Okay, I could do that time tracking for all the different days of the week. Do a quick demo here. Add a project or a client, interval, add a service, digital marketing. For my example, add notes just to remind it what it is about. Projects, my team, reports and accounting. Right, you get the accounting down here, new. Get direct line of sight into the health of your business. Right. Continue from there. You can even do all this. It already shows you what you can do, how to use it. Balance sheets here. All right. Scroll down, you'll find more information. Support is good too. I mean, can't go wrong with the help center there. And then let me see if I'm at, for another minute here, I'll just show you something. Same one. So I kind of just brought up a quick couple of pages from FreshBooks, just like kind of a quick compare, and then I have a Zapier one really quickly. But it's like best accounting software built exclusively for you, the non-accountant, which is for FreshBooks. So if you're the non-accountant, go ahead and go for that one. That's why I went for it. Try it free for 60 days, which is an amazing thing too. It's 60 days compared to the 30 you get from QuickBooks. Plus, you really don't have to enter your credit card for both of them. 97% of small business owners recommend FreshBooks. Ridiculously easy to use, like I said before. Award-winning support, transparent pricing and packages, loved by millions of small business owners. Frequent software enhances to save you more time, right? You can just kind of go through. It's kind of what I've already shown you there. Just more information. And then just kind of a Zapier page here that I went through. Just kind of goes over the differences, and it even adds in Xero in there. So you can also look through that one. There's other softwares you may be looking for, other accounting softwares you're looking for. Go ahead and check this out as well. The customizabilities and all this kind of just goes over kind of what I've already went over. So that is pretty much it. So those are the similarities and differences between QuickBooks and FreshBooks. Which one, the features, the benefits of them, and which one would be more meaningful for you to use. Just keep that in mind that, if you're a non-accountant, for affiliates, for freelancers, stuff like that, something like FreshBooks is more your route. Something like QuickBooks would be more for like, you're more hands-on the accounting, or you have an accountant, and it's, you're okay with the, you're more medium to larger size business out there, more employees maybe, and then having, having more built into that dashboard and having to be more integrated and a lot more, but much more of a learning curve. So that's everything in this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, something that you would like to know about, leave me a comment down below. Which one do you think is the best one for you, and how much more I can help you out with this? Okay, thank you.